What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to JD's NerdVerse. We are playing through today with one of my, actually it is my favorite Pokemon of Generation 1, Poliwag / Poliwhirl / Poliwrath. Speedrun challenge, we're going to get through this as fast as we can. So let's go over the stats, the tail of the tape for Poliwag. Poliwag's stats are pretty evenly distributed. Attack is 50, all of the stats are 40, the defense, special, and HP are all 40, but then your speed gets a nice kick up to 90, so very solid there. And it evolves at level 25 into Poliwhirl. So let's go look at Poliwhirl stats. Whenever we evolve into Poliwhirl, Poliwhirl stats go, the speed stays the same, it's 90. HP 65, attack is 65, defense is 65, and its special is 50. So a lot of those are pretty evenly distributed, and not exactly great, but speed still stays pretty good. And then the final evolution, you need a Water Stone to do this. Final evolution is Poliwrath. So Poliwrath, the speed actually goes down, it gets a little bit slower, but health, attack, defense, and special all are pretty evenly distributed, and then speed actually drops. So it's one of the few Pokemon that gets slower when it evolves. So might have to pick and choose our moments when we want to do that. But then moving on to the move set. So the move set with Poliwhirl, and this is why I think Poliwag / Poliwhirl / Poliwrath could be one of the best playthroughs yet, because of its move pool. It has a very, very dynamic move pool. So let's just look at the level up moves. I have all three of them here. So this is one of those Pokemon, if you give a Water Stone to him, he evolves, which means doesn't really learn any moves after he evolves. So you have to learn everything before the evolution. So for example, if we played through with Poliwrath and we just started out with Poliwrath, we would not learn Amnesia, we would not learn Hydro Pump, none of those. So Poliwag, we can learn all those things, but at lower levels, and slightly higher levels we can learn with Poliwhirl. So for example, we really don't want to evolve Poliwhirl into Poliwrath until at least level 41, where we can get Amnesia. Hydro Pump's not a big deal, Surf is a better move anyway. But let's look at the move. Level 1 Bauble first for Poliwag, and then we get Hypnosis, Water Gun, Double Slap at level 25. We get Body Slam at level 31. I think by then we'll probably have it be a TM. But I kind of want to level up to level 31 and get that before we evolve into, or actually no I don't, because I want to learn Mega Punch to beat Misty. So that's going to be tricky, so I got to decide that. It's only a two level difference. So we can get to level 33 and we learn it naturally, or we can get the TM and learn it that way. So it's really, pick our poison. But Double Slap, Body Slam, Amnesia, Hydro Pump. We're really not going to worry about Hydro Pump. We're probably not going to worry about Double Slap very much. But we start out with Bubble, which is okay, but it's not great because we don't have a second move. We'll blitz through our Brock, but we're going to have issues with our rival, so we might have to get to level 16 just to put the opposition to sleep, because Bubble's not very strong and we don't exactly have high health. So if we look at the TM moveset, that's where this Pokemon really shines, is its TM moveset is very broad. Mega Punch, Body Slam, take down Double Edge if we need it. We probably won't, but if we need it, Water Gun, Bubble Beam, Ice Beam, Blizzard. We have all the fighting moves, Submission, Counter, Slash and Toss. We'll never use them, but we have them. Earthquake, Fissure, Psychic, Mimic, and that's pretty much it. And then Surf. So we have a lot of moves. It's a very broad move set. There's only a couple stab moves in here, and we have some other moves to take down oppositions. I thought we could learn Dig for some reason. I guess we can't learn Dig. I could have sworn we could learn Dig. But yeah, for the most part, pretty easy going when it comes to a lot of things. So there are going to be some hurdles in this playthrough. I think the hurdles we're going to have, I'll go over those here in a minute. So, rules of the playthrough, we can only use Poliwag in battle. We can use other Pokemon for HMs and do catch Pokemon that use HMs. Running clock for 3 exceptions. One is Lieutenant Surge's gym. You have to find the buttons in the trash can, and sometimes you can never find them. It's never consistent. So we pause the timer when we go in, start the timer back up when we go to face Lieutenant Surge. Second option, pausing of the clock is sometimes we get over encumbered with stuff and we just got to empty it. We got to do some errands. That's usually around Celadon City, so we will pause the timer when we need to do that. And there's one later where we have to get dig and stuff, or not dig, go get strength and things like that. So those times we pause it. And then the third option, and we're not going to use this in this battle, but if we ever need to get a move from the Pokemon Game Corner, the Rocket Game Corner, we can pause the timer if we have to buy things, because you can only buy 50 coins at once in Gen 1. No glitches allowed, other than the badge boost. No Mew glitch, no Missingo, no Pokédoll glitch, and no items in battle. I try to tell the opposition, they don't listen. But let's go back to the... let me give my prediction for how I think this will go. I think this will actually be one of the best runs we've had. I just did a run, a playthrough, or replay, I should say, of Squirtle, and got done about an hour and 13 minutes. I don't know if we'll quite hit that. I think we'll get it on under an hour and 20 minutes. I think that's for sure. With the broad move set, I think we're going to do pretty well. The hiccups that I see we're going to have is the biggest hiccups we're going to have is one, our second rival, or maybe even our first rival fight, but our second rival fight, because he's going to have Bulbasaur, and we only have Bubble. Bubble ain't going to do much to it. So unless we hit level 16 and we use Hypnosis, I don't see us doing a lot. Or if we drain all of our power points, so we can use Struggle. And then I don't see Misty being an issue. We'll be level 25 before we face Misty, and we can use Mega Punch. So I think that's going to be a thing. So we have to fight a little bit extra battles early, but I think it'll make the middle of the game go so fast. And the only other hiccup we might have, obviously, is with the middle of the game. All water Pokemon have to deal with the Electric type gym and Grass type gym. I think, like I said, an hour and 20 minutes. I think we'll have a couple hiccups here and there, but I think it'll be a very solid playthrough. So without further ado, like, share, and subscribe. Follow my socials. I already had them on there in the last slide. So take it away, future JD. Thanks, past JD. Welcome to JD's NerdVerse. Let the games begin. We're playing through today Pokemon Blue with Poliwag / Poliwhirl / Poliwrath. My favorite Pokemon in Generation 1. So go ahead and watch this battle. It's actually a battle we lose. Now, usually I would actually battle through this until I won and start off on a good launching point, but I just don't think it's going to be a battle we actually ever win. It'd take a lot of luck, and I'd probably have to play through about 20 times. So we didn't do that. Get the loss here. However, we're just going to progress through the game. And 5 minutes in, we get to level 10. It's a very fast level up Pokemon. So here's the struggles and challenges playing through with Poliwag. So the first real challenge you have is your rival 1, rival 2. Brock is not going to be a challenge. Brock is very simple in this game because you're water type, he is ground. We could probably beat Brock right now at level 10 if we wanted to. Bubble will be super effective and will knock him out in one hit. So now, going on to the next challenge. So we already lost to rival 1 time, but it's just because I didn't feel like doing it 9 times, still got to win. The next battle is we have to face, that's big in the game, is rival number 2. Rival number 2 has a Pidgey, which can lower our speed, and Bubble's not super effective against it. And we have a Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's not really too much of an issue. However, we only have Bubble, and Bubble's the only damaging attack we can do, so it does not do any damage at all. So with that being said, we have to find a way to work around and beat our second rival fight. So that's what we're going for now. Right now we're leveling up. We get to level, I think we're level 13, or we're at level 12 and get to level 13 fighting this junior trainer in here. Yeah. So the Million Light Years trainer in Brock's gym is very easy. We do Bubble 3 times, a three hit knockout. Very good. Move on to Sandshrew. He's not going to be difficult. Where he could be difficult is he could hit a sand attack and lower our accuracy. Now we're facing our rival. So I had a really clever strategy here. Instead of actually using Bubble and trying to win that way, I just decided to use Struggle. And Struggle will 2-hit the Pidgey. And Struggle will 1-hit the Bulbasaur. Very good. We move on to face Brock. Like I said, Brock's easy. So one of the big hurdles in this game is the second rival fight. We've already passed that. Now we got Brock. Brock's very easy. 1 hit on the Geodude. Very good. And Poliwag. I named him Poliwag. And 1 hit on the Onix. And then we beat Brock, a.k.a. Black Panther. We're calling it for life. And we move on to this route. I'm not going to talk too much about this route. I'm going to talk about the next challenge in the game. So as you can see right now, we're level 16. We did get Hypnosis, but that's not super important right now. What matters is the next gym. So I've mentioned this before that Misty, who is our next gym, has what's called Good AI. So Good AI will basically tell her that water type, I'm a water type, don't use water type. Because that's what she has, water type, and then she has Tackle. Bubble Beam, Water Gun, Tackle. That's what her 3 moves are with Starmie. So she's not going to use water on us, which would probably be more powerful, but it tells her that's not going to be super effective because we're also water type. So she's not going to do that. She's going to use Tackle. So we only have water and a Water Gun, Bubble, and Hypnosis by this time. So the way we counter that is we just got to get to level 25. Level 25 is when Poliwag evolves. And as you can see by the little picture in the top right corner, or the bottom right corner, Poliwag doesn't have arms. Poliwhirl does though. So when Poliwhirl evolves, he can do Mega Punch. And Mega Punch will let us steamroll through Misty. But not only is it important to have Mega Punch from Misty, we also have to face our rival again. Our rival will have Pidgeotto, which isn't super bad. Like we will 2-shot it with whatever we have.
Abra's nothing. Rattata may get a quick attack off. That's nothing. But then we're going to have to face Ivysaur again. And Ivysaur has... it's going to have Vine Whip, but the problem is water is going to do nothing to it. So Mega Punch is going to help us for that. So the next 2 big battles in the game that are important to progress through the game, we need Mega Punch for. So we can either struggle and I can waste my time struggling, or we can just go straight for it and just get to level 25, get Mega Punch, and we can progress the game very well from then. So yeah, and we're fighting these battles here. I'm not going to go over too much and call these battles very much. They're very tedious. We outspeed, we have better attacks, so on and so forth. Now a little bit about Poliwag as well. Poliwag has great speed. It has pretty evenly distributed stats other than speed. And we just learned Water Gun here, so this girl is actually this girl can usually be pretty tricky because she has a couple Pidgeys, and that Pidgey can be tough, especially when they get a damn sand attack off. I hate Pidgey. Stupid dirty bird Pidgey. I hate it. So now we're facing these trainers, and then to progress through the middle part of the game, what also happens when we beat Misty, I'm going to go back to this real quick, is we also get Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam is a very powerful mid-game move for our Pokemon. I just want to give some heads up on some things. I'm actually changing my logo for this channel. This is the last video you'll see this logo, and then I'm going forward with my new logo. I think you'll like it. It's a little more me, if that makes sense. If you know me, my friends watch my videos, they know me. They say this is more you. I'm more into history. I'm more into like Spartans and ancient warriors and Greek mythology, things like that. So it's going to fit me more. So we face this guy in here, and really in the Mountain Moon, there's not much here other than we need to fight all the battles. There's actually one trainer in here I skipped over because she has 2 grass types. She has an Oddish and a Bellsprout. So now we're fighting the Super Duper Nerd. We got Mega Punch. No, we don't. We have Mega Punch. We haven't taught it yet. There we go. We're only at level 23, so we have to actually get an extra level before we're able to actually teach Mega Punch, which we have to evolve. It's mandatory. And when we evolve, actually our stats go up pretty well too. So Poliwhirl is probably the best second stage Pokemon in a 3-stage evolution Pokemon in the game. His stats are amazing. He gets amnesia. He literally has access to so many moves, just like but Poliwag or Poliwhirl gets good stats, but Poliwrath actually gets his stats lowered a little bit because your speed drops. So I countered that a little bit by using what thing called Carbs. Carbos actually boost your stats for speed. So we defeat the first person. I don't even think I go back and heal. I'm pretty sure I beat this girl pretty handily. Goldeen, we're gonna Mega Punch. Oh, actually we used Water Gun because we were just clicking fast. We got Double Slap too. I don't like Double Slap, so it's worth it. So Mega Punch, no one hit knockout, very good. And we're facing Misty. We're pacing very well right now. We're at 25 minutes. So Staryu, Mega Punch, Mega Punch again, and Mega Punch should be a 3-hit knockout unless she does next defend, and it's a knockout. So 3 hits, knockout, very good. Level up to level 26. Now we're moving on to face our rival. This is our 3rd rival fight. He can be tough, but with Mega Punch it makes this battle a little bit more trivial. So now we have Bubble Beam. So Bubble Beam, and we're moving our moves around a little bit. Bubble Beam is a 2-hit knockout. He misses the sand attack, which is great. I hate having our speed lowered. Bubble Beam. I should use Water Gun and save the PowerPoint. Bubble Beam again, knockout, and now we have Bulbasaur. Bubble Beam will do nothing to Bulbasaur, really nothing. But actually it doesn't do much to us because we're 9 levels higher. So, but we get the knockout. It's actually not evolved yet. That's very weird. Wait a second. That's odd. Hold on. I'm gonna pause this for a second. What level is he? Okay, I'm gonna see this real quick. I'm sorry. I just noticed this. 17. Bulbasaur evolves at level 16 or 14 or something. That's very weird to me. Okay. Our rival does some weird stuff. I tell you what, he has a Gyarados that can use Hydro Pump at level 25 when it doesn't learn until level 41. He has a Bulbasaur that won't evolve. That's just very weird to me. Why wouldn't you evolve your Bulbasaur? So this trainer is, so a lot of the trainers here I didn't face. I got to the level I needed to, and I decided to skip over a lot of trainers to save time. So a lot of these trainers here, I skipped over. They could have really got me like way over the edge when it came to levels. I could have leveled up so high right here, but I didn't. But I also like to show these trainers. They are the hikers. They usually are roadblocks, but I like to see how it is when we have a good Pokemon that can face them. And we get 3 one-hit knockouts. Do we get 4? We get 4 one-hit knockouts. 4 Okos, whatever you want to call it. Now this girl's tricky because she's similar to the girl in the tunnel, has 2 grass-type Pokemon. And the reason why that's tricky is because, you know, we can't do much. So one in the tunnel, we didn't have Mega Punch. We only had Water Gun and Bubble, which wouldn't have done nothing. So we would have had to use, like, Struggle to beat her. So now here comes, like, some of my best punny trainers. There's 3 Pidgeys. Got 99 problems, but 3 Pidgeys ain't 1. Knockout, very good. Did we get 1 more knockout, or did they get a quick attack? They get a quick attack off. Of course they do. And then we move on to this guy who, you know, has a Spearow. We take the 0. Spear to 0. Spirit of 0. Spirit of 0. And then we eradicate the Eradicate. Very good. And now we are moving on to the SSN. Now here's where I could have saved some time. So I'm going to point out 2 moments in which I could save time. I could have saved time in the beginning if I just fought until I beat our rival on the first battle. Because you have to get that extra level. And I had to battle more battles to get an extra level where I would have just had one from the get-go. The second way is, go ahead and we're going to fight the rival fight here. And then I'll explain it to you. So it's a 2-hit knockout, quick attack, got us down about 20 health down. 1-hit knockout, very good. Kadabra should be a Mega Punch, 1-hit knockout, very good. And do we 1-hit knockout Ivysaur? I'm surprised he let it evolve this time. But Mega Punch, 1 hit, and Vine Whip does a decent amount of damage, but not much. And we get seeded. Stupid seed. Okay. So now we're fighting Brock, or Lieutenant Surge. So here's where Lieutenant Surge is a win. Just go ahead and... It's actually one of the tougher battles we can face, but I'll go ahead and tell you. I'll go ahead and call it real quick. Body Slam, 1-hit knockout with Voltrobe. Pikachu is a 1-hit. It's a 1-hit. Is Raichu a 1-hit? No, but we do outspeed. And now he outspeeds because he used X speed. Now that could have been bad if he critical hit, but he didn't. So now I'm going to talk over this real quick. So one way I could save time is if I would have faced a rival in the beginning and leveled up and beat him. I didn't beat him because it just takes forever to get a battle that would fit our narrative that we need. The second one is Poliwag, or Poliwhirl, I should say, actually learns Body Slam. It learns Body Slam by level up at level 33. So what I could have done is just taught ATM 8, but I wanted to save it just in case. So I actually had to level up and fight a couple more battles to get to level 33 to have Body Slam for Lieutenant Surge. So I could have saved myself about 3 or 4 minutes of game time there. So just throwing that out there. But I didn't end up using Body Slam, the TM. I used the level one, but I could have saved myself some time. So now we're fighting Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Tweedledee, and then the other one's called Tweedledum because he literally walks his friend, like, get his butt kicked with the same Pokemon. I'm like, I could do that too. Hold my beer, I'll do it better. I'll lose better than you. So we've gotten a couple extra moves now. We've gotten Ice Beam and Psychic. We've gotten rid of... Did we get rid of Bubble Beam? We did get rid of Bubble Beam. Okay. Got rid of Ice Beam or Bubble Beam, and we added Ice Beam and Psychic. Psychic isn't going to do much for us. Usually it would be a great move that you have in Generation 1, but it's not. But Ice Beam will be very useful. So now we're facing Giovanni and his Widow's Peak. Ice Beam is a 1-hit knockout on the Onix. It's also a 1-hit knockout on the Rhyhorn. The third Pokemon is a little bit tricky. Kangaskhan. Probably should use Psychic, but I didn't. Okay, I did use Psychic, but I put him to sleep, and he guard specs because he's an idiot. And we knock it out. Very good. Moving on to the next phase. Now we got our 5th rival fight, and this rival fight's pretty easy. Ice Beam should be a 1-hit on Pidgeotto. Very good. Gyarados. Body Slam is a 2-hit. Bites us, doesn't do much damage, but it's a 2-hit. Growlithe, it's a 1-hit. Very good. Kadabra is a 1-hit. Very good. And Ivysaur should be a 1-hit. Very good. Now, if you notice, I didn't do Erica first. I did Erica, so I'm showing my moveset now. I did Erica after I did Team Rocket and after I did our 5th rival. The reason why I did that is because we don't have an advantage against Erica's gym. We do have Ice Beam, but it doesn't mean anything. If we don't one-hit, she can one-hit us easily with Razor Leaf. So that's why I decided to face her out of order here. So this part of the game it really is just pick your own battle, and I think I've done a much better job in the past couple videos of actually planning out the runs much better, because pretty much we've already got rid of Psychic. We used Psychic for like one thing, and that was just to get through Pokemon Tower without much resistance. We probably could have kept it for this, but we got Amnesia. Amnesia was way more important than Psychic ever was. So Amnesia is a move you can get in Generation 1 that initiates the badge boost, which is why we got it. But what it does is it ups your special. And Gen 1 special is your special offense and defense. Special attack and special defense. So by using Amnesia, we can up all of our stats based on the badge boost glitch. That's why we have it. And really, I should have just got rid of Hypnosis and kept Psychic for a little longer, but it is what it is. Not the end of the world. It's not going to affect us any. So Ice Beam is not a one-hit. Sleeping Powder Mist, thank goodness, because we get put to sleep. Some big problems could have came from that. We one-hit knock out the Tangela, and we two-hit knock out. See how much damage? That's actually a decent amount of damage, 30 damage. And we get Erica beaten. Now we're moving on to Koga's Gym. So here's where I do something a little different than I've done in most videos. So the game wants you to go in this order. Brock, Misty, Lieutenant Surge, Erica, Koga. Okay? Then they want you to do Silph. I think they want you to do Sabrina, because I think Sabrina's Pokemon aren't as high leveled as Blaine. Sabrina, Blaine, and then Giovanni. However, I've noticed that I've started doing this strategy where it seems to work very well, is instead of fighting our rival right after I fight Koga, I go and I'm starting to go fight Blaine. Because, one, in this case, we have a advantage over Blaine. Okay, a strategical typing advantage over Blaine. And we have Surf, which is going to be super effective against all of his Pokemon. So we can practically sweep his entire team and his entire gym very easily. Get some extra levels and put ourselves in a really good spot to come back and just stomp our rival number 6. So we're fighting all these battles in here. This is the sub Psychic Gym. And we get a Body Slam. Confusion doesn't do a lot to us, but we get the knockout. Really, what Poliwrath is my favorite Pokemon, because if you look at its moveset, we showed it earlier, but if you look at its moveset, it has so much versatility. So much versatility. You have water moves, ice moves, psychic moves, normal moves, fighting moves, ground moves with Earthquake. It has such versatility. And that versatility makes this Pokemon really, really hard to beat when it comes to a single playthrough. It covers all your bases. So now we're facing Koga. We don't exactly have anything great against Koga. I wish I'd have kept Psychic. This is one regret I have. But we ended up adding Surf, so not really a big deal. So Body Slam, it's not a one-hit. We're gonna go for Ice Beam. That is a one. That knocks it out. It's on a one-hit. Surf is a one-hit because we get Surf is not only 85 base power, but also it's the same type of attack bonus, and we had our stats boosted. So now we're missing a lot because he. Okay, I guess he keeps using Smoke Screen. Okay, now we're on the Wheezing. We have nothing happened yet, and we don't poison nothing. Then we're moving on to Blaine's Gym. I'm gonna go and talk about this while we're in Blaine's Gym. So the whole strategy here is, and actually look at the time, we're pacing very well in this playthrough. So Blaine's Gym. The reason why I decided to do this is because, again, like I said, we're going to be able to Surf and pretty much blast through his entire team without much resistance. That's actually really odd that we didn't knock that out one hit, but whatever. So that's why we're doing this. And then what that'll do for us, that'll give us a couple extra levels to make the rival fight easier. So what I've learned in my playthroughs is how to make it so, like, we're not making our jobs hard. So, for example, if I had to go back and redo the Blastoise playthrough or the Squirtle playthrough I just did, the one change I would make is I wouldn't have gone and faced our rival right away. I'd have gone and faced Lieutenant Surge, or I'm sorry, Blaine, because Blaine is weak to us. We could easily run through his gym in very few minutes. Battles won't take long at all, and we can run Rough Shot over them. So that's the benefit of having Poliwrath right now, and the benefit of playing through all these runs is that you learn these strategies pretty well. You pick up these strategies pretty well, and you're able to apply them once you face one person. You can face them all, and you pretty much learn them now. So that's a good way to optimize this run. Is we're going the route of going for Blaine first, and then once we beat this gym, and we got a couple more trainers, don't we? So yeah, there's a couple ways I could have saved time. One way I could have saved time again was get the first battle with our rival and just play it until I win, and then use that as my playthrough. Play on from that. That's one way. Two is I could have just used Body Slam. Okay, I could have just used Body Slam, taught it right away, and not have to worry about leveling up to it. And come to find out, I didn't need it. So, but that was the strategy, is to keep it just in case. I think I've done that with one other Pokemon. I think it was like Venomoth or something. I leveled up until I got Psychic, just in case I had to delete Psychic, so I could reteach it. So not too big a deal. What else could I have done? Erica, the order I did things with Erica's gym, I think, was optimized perfectly. Do Giovanni, he's easy. Do our rival, he's easy, and that makes Erica a lot easier. The only thing I might say is maybe go get Koga done, and then get Blaine, maybe double back and get Erica. But the problem with Erica is so trivial that you almost forget about her in playthroughs. I've watched a couple playthroughs. J-Rose 11 is one, for example, who consistently forgets her. And I don't want to do that. I like just facing her when I can, if I can. So now we're facing Blaine, and this will be a sweep except for, I think it's a sweep except for Arcanine. I think Arcanine somehow doesn't get knocked out, even though I should have done like one Amnesia. That would have boosted my stats enough. So we don't knock him out. He does takedown. Doesn't do much damage, but we get him knocked out anyway. Now we're facing our rival, and the first rival attempt doesn't go well. And it's my stupidity, and I'll explain why. So it brings out a Pidgeot. We go for Amnesia. Okay, he does a sand attack. So now all my moves are going to miss. And all he has to do is get another sand attack. So we hit the knockout, and we leveled up anyway. So the whole point of doing the Amnesia was kind of pointless. And now we have Gyarados. He's going to keep missing. He barely does any damage. And do Body Slam, I miss again. He does Dragon Rage. So I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to knock out that stupid Dirty Bird from the get-go. That way he doesn't have the opportunity to sand attack me. So that's the strategy now. I'm just going to knock this stupid bird out. Pidgeot. Ice Beam. Not a one-hit. Very close, but it does Whirlwind for some reason. But Quick Attack does some damage. We'll take it. It's okay. So now we don't learn Hydro Pump, and the reason why is Hydro Pump, though it is a powerful move, it's very risky because it has low accuracy. It's very powerful, but it also has low accuracy, plus it has low power points. So now we get Growlithe knocked out. We got Gyarados knocked out. Alakazam's up. Body Slam should be a one-hit. And Ice Beam is either a one-hit or no, it's a two-hit. Okay. So there we go. We get the knockout. We beat our sixth rival fight. Now we're moving on to Giovanni and his Widow's Peak. Not very tough at all. Nidorino, whatever. Ice Beam. It's not a one-hit, but he is Frozen Solid, so good. Now he comes out with Kangaskhan. Surf is a one-hit, very good. Rhyhorn, one hit, very good. Nidoqueen, one hit, yes. So the one we didn't one hit, we should have Surf. So the way that Poliwhirl evolves is with a Water Stone. So now we evolve into Poliwrath. So some trade-offs. Much more powerful attack, much better defense, much better special. Trade-off is we slow down a little bit. Okay, but we'll be alright. So I'm going through here. I don't need to fight any of these trainers in here. We did get Earthquake. So now that we've beaten Silph, we went and got Earthquake. So now this will make this battle very trivial. I'm saving right now. That's why it's paused. There we go. So now, and we're at 58 minutes. That's fantastic timing. And there's some time like this where I just let it sit for a second and I don't hit the button. And now we're facing Sabrina and her whip. So we have Kadabra. Earthquake is a one hit on a Kadabra. Very good. Mr. Mime, we're going to do an Amnesia. He's going to use Barrier. He's going to use Barrier again. Earthquake. Not a one hit, but that's because he just boosted his defense. That's what Barrier does. Okay, now we level up, and now we've lost all those benefits that we just got from the badge boost. Oh well. And the last Pokemon is Alakazam. We should one hit. We do one hit. Very good. Now we're moving on to Giovanni, the last Giovanni fight right before the Elite Four. Again, super easy, barely an inconvenience. Shout out to my Scream Rant guy or Pitch Meeting. If you ever watch that, recommend that channel. Surf, one hit knockout. Nidoqueen, one hit. Ooh, missed it. But it is a one hit knockout nonetheless. Is Nidoking a one hit? Nidoking is a one hit. So that's 4. Did we get 5? We get 5. Knock him out. Very good. We move on to our rival fight. We didn't do any potion. We might have done one rare candy to make sure we don't level up in the middle of battle. So now we're doing a little test run about what the final battle is going to look like. So come out. We use Ice Beam, but we miss. Of course we miss. Ice Beam knocks out Pidgeot in 2 hits. And we dropped about 60, 70 damage right now. Now we have Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn, we're going to set up Amnesia on because he can do some things, but he ain't going to do much. So that's 3 boosts on our stats. So that means all of our stats are boosted. So a lot of these Pokemon now should be 1-hits, except for maybe Gyarados, because Gyarados is water, flying, whatever, so he's kind of resisted. Surf is a 1-hit on Growlithe. And on Alakazam, Earthquake should be a 1-hit. And then the last Pokemon is Venusaur. Venusaur should be a 1-hit with Ice Beam, right? Oh, so close. If he'd have gone for Razor Leaf there, he might have beat me. But he didn't. So we leveled to level 55. And now we're going on to face the Elite Four. Can we face the Elite Four? This is all in one go, by the way. So we beat the Elite Four in one go without having to do any resets. So keep that in mind as we're watching this. So we're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. Okay? Amnesia. Now, Poliwag I think Poliwag's typing is water fighting. So I think it's using Rest because it thinks we're actual, like, a fighting type. So Rest is a psychic move. Remember that good AI thing I was talking about earlier? That's what that is. So get the knockout there. Very good. Moving on to Cloyster. All of our stats are boosted. And we should just use Surf. Very good. Get the knockout. Now we're moving on to the Slowbro. Slow Earthquake should be a 2-hit knockout unless the stats get a little bit higher. Ooh, just barely survived. But we get the knockout regardless. Now moving on to Jinx. Jinx should be a 1-hit with Earthquake. Not even a question in my mind. And so the last one is Lapras. Earthquake. Is it a 1-hit? It is not. And we get confused. So this could be scary. Worried about that for a minute. Okay, we get the win. We move on and face Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. He's kind of the lost hiker that they found and added him as one of their own. But Onyx, we're going to use Amnesia just to boost our stats just a little bit. That way we can just sweep his team. Onyx doesn't have anything doing damage to us anyway. He's going to use Rage, and it does nothing. Hitmonchan, no 1-hit knockout, very good. And we level up, so all that badge boosting just went to nothing. But we still get the knockout with Hitmonlee. Onyx is another hot knockout. I don't think Machamp is a 1-hit. Oh, it is a 1-hit. Very good. I like that. Nice. So now we're moving on to Agatha. Agatha is usually a trolly little you-know-what. Because she can confuse you, poison you, put you to sleep, paralyze you. But in this case, we have Earthquake. Earthquake is a 1-hit shot on everyone on her team except for Golbat. So Ice Beam, 1-shots Golbat. Very good. 2 up, 2 down. And we're moving on to Haunter. Haunter should be a 1-hit with Earthquake as long as it don't miss. Very good. And then she's going to bring out Arbok. Arbok is a 1-hit as well. And now we just got that 1-hit the last Gengar. Very good. We beat the last Gengar. So usually I would add Blizzard in these playthroughs. And the reason why I add Blizzard is a very powerful ice move. However, I decided to stick with Ice Beam this time. Ice Beam is a very decent ice move. So I'm going to stick with Ice Beam this time, and this will help me wreck his entire team. I'm going to use Amnesia, boost my stats. So his Leer actually boosts my stats too. So it raises my special and all my other stats, but his Leer lowers my defense. So Ice Beam is crucial right now to sweep his entire team. That's 3 knockouts. Did we get 4? We get 4. And did we get 5 with Dragonite? It is a 1-hit knockout with Dragonite. So we get to level 64. We have one more rare candy we gave. Level 65. Facing the champion. 1 hour and 8 minutes. And how are we going to do here? So we're going to use Ice Beam. It's a 1-hit knock. Oh, it's not a 1-hit knockout. But he goes for Sky Attacks. That's good. We take no damage. Alakazam comes out. Earthquake should be a 1-hit with Alakazam. Oh, it is not a 1-hit. And we get... Wow, that's a lot of damage done by Psybeam. That's a lot of damage. So we're going to set up. This is very risky to set up right now because if Rhydon gets a decent... Like, if he critical hit this, he could do a lot of damage to us. Okay? Now, we're going to use Surf to knock him out. Very good. And I believe Arcanine is the next Pokemon. So, Gyarados is, I'm sorry. Ice Beam, is it a 1-hit? It is actually a 1-hit, very good. Arcanine's out. Surf should be a 1-hit knockout with Arcanine. 1 hit. And is Ice Beam a 1-hit on Venusaur? It is a 1-hit on Venusaur. So, we have swept the entire Elite Four without having to do any resets. We really only had a couple resets in the game. That really was Rival 5. Or Rival 6, I'm sorry. And yeah, we're going to get this in 1 hour and 10 minutes. I'm like spamming A just to get the fastest time possible. My favorite Pokemon gets the best time. That's the dream come true right there. and we get the time of it. Don't worry about the in-game time. I have to pause and leave, pause and go back. Sometimes I'll pause and edit another video, but I don't exit completely out of the game. I just use it on a different monitor. So that's pretty much, that's the game. That's the fastest time we've had so far. One of the fastest Pokemon I've played through as. And like I said, Poliwag, it starts off pretty good with good speed. Not a great moveset, but once you level it up, the world is your oyster. It really opens up to you. Couple announcements. I have another game I've been playing. If anyone's a fan of Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth Lord of the Rings is the other game I'm playing. It's an older game. It's not quite as old as Pokemon, but it's an older game. Probably about 10 years newer than Pokemon Blue, honestly. And I recommend everyone go check it out. It's a Let's Play. I'm playing through the entire campaign as the good, and I'll play through the entire campaign as bad whenever I get the chance. Also, I have, I don't know if I've explained this before, if you heard the last video, I'm redoing some playthroughs, especially the starters. So I just redid Squirtle and got a really good time of an hour and like 13 minutes. So this one just beat it, and the next one I'm going to do is Charmander. So Charmander is going to be a great playthrough, and see if I can optimize that run. And lastly, I'm going to have a playthrough with Abra next. That's my next playthrough after the replay of Charmander. That one's going to be brutal. I'm not going to BS anyone. That's going to be a brutal playthrough. Abra only has teleport until like level 16, until it levels up. So we're going to have nothing to play with except for struggle for a large percentage of the game. Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Anything else? Oh yeah, I have a new logo. You'll see the new logo. If you're actually on my channel now, you should see the logo. But I have a new logo I'm going through. I also have a new intro I'm going to be, you probably saw at the beginning of this video specifically. So yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching. This has been JD's NerdVerse. This has been our playthrough with Poliwag or Poliswag, as I called it. Poliwhirl and Poliwrath. My favorite Pokemon Gen 1. Very, very happy with this playthrough. And let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a good Thanksgiving. Today is the 23rd of November, and Thanksgiving's tomorrow. So everyone have yourself a good one. You're probably going to see this on Friday, so but I'm recording this right now. It's 12:33 on the 23rd of November. All right, have a good one, and see ya.